In celebration of the 70th birthday anniversary of the current Erelu Kuti of Lagos, Erelu Abiola Dosunmu, the BOS crew paid a visit to her Victoria Island residence in Lagos. The Erelu Kuti of Lagos is the traditional noble woman charged with the responsibility of bearing the ritual essence of Oloye Erelu Kuti I, an 18th century Yoruba royal, who aided the consolidation of her homeland. The Erelu Kuti is referred to as the first Queen Mother. The title of the Erelu Kuti is generational. The current Erelu Kuti is Erelu Abiola Dosunmu. She is the princess of contemporary Lagos, who reigns as the regent of Lagos. She serves as a ranking chiefess of the realm and as the ceremonial Queen Mother. Erelu Abiola Dosunmu was looking ravishing in her flowing white apparel, which sat perfectly on her. She was looking all shades of beauty. Erelu Abiola Dosunmu unarguably doesn't look 70 at all. When asked what inspires her fashion sense, she said it's hereditary, adding that she has been able to carve out her unique style so as not to bore people with the usual traditional white attires she adorns.
I think it's something that I inherited from my family. My mother, even my grandmother, if I have to show you some of her photographs, even my grandmother was very stylish. But for me, I think it has become a hobby, especially since I wear only one color. So it's a hobby for me to design and to vary it so that I don't get bored. And of course, bored those people who are looking at me also. So for me, fashion is a passion and it's also a hobby. But my mother was definitely stylish. I remember the wives of the house, the wives of the house, wives of uncles and cousins, usually they don't call you by your name, they all give you a pet name. And my mother's pet name was Orifari. So, Orifari means the height of fashion, and she was like that till she died.
Erelu Abiola Dosunmu is also a successful businesswoman with high-profile stores stocked with various designs of ashoke. When asked how she has been able to remain on top in business, she said integrity has been her watchword. Erelu Abiola Dosunmu is no doubt a strong woman who has weathered the storms of life to become successful. She lives each day with hope of better things to come. Life in the past had thrown her some sour tastes, but she has always stood strong. In her words, and I quote, "My biggest accomplishments are my children. They didn't grow up in a typical family setting, given the death of my first husband and my second marriage. But I thank God that I can boldly call them my children because they have indeed made me proud." End of quote.
My memorable achievement in life, perhaps for me, would be my children. And you must do to others as you want them to do to you. And all of this in context of the fear of God, of the omnipotent, some supreme being, no matter what we call him. We call him different names. We even reach out to him in different ways. But it's only one Almighty that. And if you believe that that Almighty is the diviner of everybody's life, then, we will know that when we treat each other nicely, with love, with compassion, then our life will be a great success.
Erelu Abiola Dosunmu Kuti took us on a trajectory of her childhood. She said she had a noble and interesting upbringing, which shaped her into who she is today.
My growing up was really very positive. I had a very happy home where everybody cared and loved each other. School was good, boarding house was good. The first year of boarding house was tough, but after getting used to the environment, one became a champion of the oppressed and being a center of most things happening at college. For me, growing up was beautiful, was great, and I remember an uncle of mine, when a situation is supposed to be stressful and almost impossible to handle, I take it in my stride, and he would look at me and say, Omo Igbalero, meaning that perhaps When I was growing up, things were comfortable for my parents. They were not in any undue stress. I never saw my parents argue with one another, not to talk of getting unnecessarily violent. Never once saw my parents, with any disaffectionate behavior towards one another. And that has been a guiding principle for me. Not even a guiding principle, it's something that is inbred in me, to live and let live and show courtesies to other people I come across. Of course, not that I would accept being trodden upon, but I would give you benefit of the doubt and I would treat you with utmost courtesy and with affection.
When asked how she feels clocking the age of 70, Erelu Abiola Dosunmu said she is grateful to God for bringing her this far, adding that she has been able to maintain a healthy life through proper time management. She said her typical day ends at 7 p.m., after which she doesn't entertain visitors because she needs solitude to reminisce on the day's event and relax from the stress of the day.
Some people get tired listening to what I do in a day, but frankly, I don't know what I do in a whole day. I just know I get busy, and it's crammed with all kinds of things. For instance, like today, I woke up about 5 a.m., say my prayers, go to mass, had series of meetings before I left home. Then I've gone to have a meeting in Ikeja. Then I stopped for lunch with some friends, and then rushed back here. And I got here, you're already waiting at the gate. Even on the way back here, I was in the car sorting out issues while sitting in the traffic. And I'm sure before you leave, there will be some other people who will come. And that's really typically my day. The only saving grace is that I never give appointment to anyone beyond 7 p.m. because by 7 p.m. I want to start unwinding, unless I have to go to dinner or something specific is happening. But the mundane day-to-day meetings and all that, I try not to go beyond 7 p.m. so I can have some quality time for myself, and of course appraisal of what has gone throughout the day. And of course, between all of this, you have to find time for yourself to do your hair, to do some of your beauty routines, and well, all in all, it's okay. It's what makes life exciting.
When asked how the journey has been so far, being the Erelu Kuti of Lagos, she said she has received a lot of criticisms from the public for her non-interested involvement in politics. Princess Abiola Dosunmu said she will do everything in her power to serve her people and will contribute her widow's mite to the development of the society.
Have questioned the fact that I didn't go into politics. In fact, sometimes they even chastise me for not going into politics because they believe I can make contribution towards positive contribution. But my answer has always been that I would not change the platform of the position of Erelu Kuti of Lagos for anything, because this is a platform that has given me so much opportunities to touch the lives of a whole lot of people, and because it is a hereditary and a title for life, so it has given me continuity in what I do, in touching lives, in helping, in carrying out various programs, and also in being a bridge across time, especially in the state affairs, because you keep meeting successive government, you know what they've done before, so you are also in a position to advise the newcomers that, oh, this is what has been done, and I think this is also should be the next progression and the next line of action. So for me, that is a platform that has given me a whole lot of opportunities. Sometimes it appears that the duties are enormous and strenuous, but it is something I'm committed to and I believe in, and so it has become a way of life to be true to the tenets of that position.
It will be recalled that Erelu Abiola Dosunmu's 69th birthday anniversary was celebrated in the city of Rome. When asked about her plans for her 70th birthday anniversary, she said the celebration will involve a press briefing and a lecture aimed at educating and informing the society on various societal issues. The celebration, which will hold between the 28th to the 30th of July 2017, will attract high-profile guests from home and abroad.
I knew that having a party in Nigeria wouldn't be that easy organizing, because I'm a perfectionist and I want things to be perfect. But I also wanted to enjoy my birthday, so I thought, well, to compensate for what will happen this year. So of course I went with my family and some close friends to Rome, and it was an awesome experience. Having mass at the Vatican and having dinner at the gardens of some hotel, having a picnic way down the valley, and it was a wonderful experience. So this year I started at, I don't want more than 200 guests. Then from 200 it went up and up and up to 500. Now I don't even know what. So, but whatever it is, I'm looking forward to it, and I know I will enjoy myself thoroughly, in the sense that it's going to give me joy watching everybody also having fun with me. But as you know, we're going to start on a very serious note, because to me that is most important. There's no point having a meaningless celebration. Even out of that celebration, you should be able to impact some sort of knowledge or some sort of value into the participants. So we're going to start with a lecture, and that lecture is going to be on conflict resolution and peaceful coexistence of diverse people, which is what Lagos is. And we're going to take it from almost from way back to the time of amalgamation and beyond, when in fact the first guests we used to receive were actually people from foreign lands, not even from the hinterland of Nigeria, but foreign lands, and we were able to coexist with them peacefully. So we're going to have a lecture on that, and I think it will be a great lesson at this point in time on how our ancestors were able to live comfortably together, how they were able to resolve conflicts in the face of great odds. Somehow, through a round table, they were able to hold their own, which I believe will be a great lesson for Nigeria of today, that is clamoring for war, that is, in so much disarray in terms of peaceful coexistence. So we start with that, and then of course end with the merriment, and then of course, most importantly, we must thank God. So we have a Thanksgiving, a night of songs of praise and thanksgiving. As I said before, I love music, and so not just a church service, but a night specially dedicated to praising the Almighty God, for all His mercies and compassion.